Good day, Crucian Mahogany here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about some truths about growing up Crucian, truths about growing up in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. Big up yourself if you're from the VI. If you're from the Caribbean at all, maybe you can relate to some of the things that I'm about to discuss. So if so, please comment below, but make sure you subscribe. Make sure you give me a like if you like the video. Please watch the video all the way through. Nine things about growing up Crucian. So number one, we know that St. Croix is in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. That's close to the equator of this planet. When you live in different places, you have seasons. You have spring and you have summer and you have fall and you have winter, and those seasons mean something different than what it means for us in the Caribbean, where all year round is summertime. Our seasons are told by two main things: hurricane season, so you have the regular season and then hurricane season. So regular would be the dry season, and then the rainy season, which would be hurricane season. And then the one that I would say is the most effective way to tell the seasons is by which fruit or vegetable, which fruit really for me, which fruit is in season. In a certain time in the summer you have mango season, and in the September time, coming down to September, you have plum season, and then you have these different fruits, all these different fruits that you know you have to wait till their season come before you can eat them. That's how I particularly knew the seasons, because of the fruits that grow and that's ready and ripe in that season. So that's number one. Number two, rain will stop the party. Yep, rain. Right now outside you may hear sirens. Sorry for that. That's just part of living in the city. But rain will stop the show. So in the States, in the mainland, it could rain, you still gotta go to work. It could snow, you still gotta go to work. It have to be like pile up before they say, oh no work today or no school today. But back home, we see a little drizzle, we can't go. We're not going. A little bit of rain stopped the show. So that's something that's different in the Virgin Islands and in the Caribbean than it is in the mainland. Number three, you must drink tea in the morning before you head out. In the morning time, when you get up in the morning, you must put something hot on your stomach. And growing up, most households I know growing up did not drink coffee. It was tea, bush tea, whether it be lemongrass or mint tea or whatever tea, some bush that you could go grab. You take the bush, dry it, and you make tea, and it tastes. It could also be Ovaltine or some cocoa tea with sugar, milk and sugar. I noticed when I moved to the mainland and I was going to college, in the cafeteria, yeah, they might have like a hot area to get coffee, but mostly I see people drinking like cold milk or cold juice, and that wasn't normal to me, because growing up in the morning with your breakfast, you drink something hot. Number four, every year our Carnival, which is like a celebration, and you see people come out in costumes and we have parade and things like that. So our Carnival festival time is the end, like right after Christmas into the new year, and the parade is usually like 2nd, 3rd of January, somewhere in there. So for St. Croix, our Carnival, one year is in the east of the island and the next year is in the west. So they go back and forth between east and west. We have what we call village, which is where you will have all the events leading up to the parade. So you would have like the king and queen of the Carnival, and they perform, and you will have vendors in this village that would provide food or whatever the wares they want to sell. They would have bands come to play, etc, etc, etc. So our Carnival time is like the Christmas season into the New Year's, and that's every year, once in the east, once in the west. All right, number 5, some of the games that we used to play a game called morale. Morale was like use a tennis ball or a golf ball, and you have boxes that you go from 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and you have to roll the ball into box 1, bounce it once, then go around without stepping on the line, and then you roll the ball into 2, catch it, bounce it twice, go around all the way to 10. So if, say for example, you reach number 6, which is up in that corner, you have to roll the ball, you have to go run without touching the line. In each box, your foot have to step in each box, catch it in 6, bounce it 6 times in that box, and come down to 10. Same with 10. So now 10 right here next to you, you have to roll the ball softly, run each of the 9 boxes, pick up the ball, catch the ball there, bounce it 10 times, and then you have to go all the way back around to 1. I love morale. If I could play it now, I still play morale. Hand tennis and double dutch was really popular too when I was growing up. Number 6, when you live on a small island, everybody know everybody. How people would know who you are is they're gonna ask you what's your last name. Once they find out your last name, they know who your mother is, they know who your father is. They'll say, oh, from such and such, or oh, from such and such, and they will know who you are, they will know your family, they will know your lifeline. And if they see you anywhere, you don't have to tell your parents that you've been there, because they would have already seen your parents and tell them and let them know where you've been, what you've been doing. Everybody know everything about everybody. It's kind of cool to have that kind of a community where, at least when I was growing up, you had that type of community where everybody look out for everybody else, and the adults look out for all the children. I think things have started to change over the years where people, for me, my mother didn't have a problem with that, so she was glad that others was looking out. Everybody know everybody, and you kind of have like that feel of a community where you can't really do too much, because you know, eyes there on you. You gotta watch what you do, watch how you behave, and behave yourself. Number 7, I don't know if this was the same for all households, but I know for my household, I never took a shower. First of all, we have cisterns. So in St. Croix, your water supply comes from rainwater. So whatever falls on your roof goes down the roof into these drains, and the drains go down into the cistern, which is under the house. So under the house is your water supply. That's limited, because even if it rains a lot, the size of your cistern determines how much water you have. Most of our houses were built with cisterns underneath. Showering, especially in the dry season when there's no rain, not that much rain, was a no-no for children. At least the adults can shower because they can manage their time well. But for children, we were using bucket. Fill up your bucket with warm water and bathe out of your bucket in the tub. When I moved to the mainland and I see people like wasting water, it used to trip me out, because one of the things, even washing dishes, I see people like run it, and I do it now to spoil as living in the mainland now. You just have the water running while you're washing dishes. That was a no in my house. If your cistern water runs out, you have to now go buy water, and nobody don't want to go buy water. Have to conserve and be conscious and cautious about how much water you're using. Even with the toilet, if it's number 1, you let it, what it say, if it's yellow, it's mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. Another thing is, something else I don't see in the mainland is, if like you're walking down the street, you know, like how men might catcall a woman. In the islands, they would just make a noise. That's how men would catcall women. So if you hear psst, you know it's some guy trying to call your attention to him. Psst, psst, psst. And you're just like, or, hey, depending on how you're feeling that day. That's something, I don't think I ever heard it in the mainland. Tell me if you ever hear somebody do psst to you. Number 8. A lot of people, everybody, everywhere play dominoes.
I'm if I tell you, I don't know if I play domino. I tell you, oh, no Empress. Yeah. I don't go that fast though, you know.
You have to slam.
And I don't know if we play dominoes the way dominoes are supposed to be played, because I have a friend, shout out to Ebony. She's from California, and growing up she played dominoes too in California. We met in college, and when we started to play dominoes, she had all these rules that I had no idea about. We just match. Okay, we just match as far as counting dominoes to get points. No, whoever run out of dominoes first, that's how we play. That person win. The next person out that don't have any more dominoes in their hand, that's how we play. We didn't have points and all of that. One thing that you would hear very often is you would hear bam. We slam the dominoes. Bam, bam. Everybody slam the, especially when they feel like they're winning or they feel like they're blocking you from putting out your double. You're gonna hear that domino slam. And number 9. Holiday is for the beach. We go to the beach, set up speakers, and people bring food, and people just bring their whole families, and everybody just come to the beach when it's holiday time. People even camp out on different beaches in the island and like spend weeks on end camping out on the beach, and there's no restrictions. There's no, I mean, now with COVID, I don't know what the situation is, but I know in years past, people that just will spend weeks on the beach just living, weeks on end in tents and things. That's something that I don't see here because there's so many restrictions. All the parks close at a certain time, and I guess it's for safety precautions and things like that, but it's just different because, again, like I said, it's more of a community feeling, and people just get together and gather at the beach to enjoy themselves during the holiday season. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Please leave a comment if you can relate to any of the things I'm talking about, or if you've never heard of any of these things, or if you can't relate because you're from somewhere else, let me know that too. Even if you're from somewhere else and you can relate, let me know that too. So I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video.